evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. We begin tonight with a look at the forecast. We are kicking off a week with warm weather and a few showers. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Good joining us now with how much longer we'll have to wait to see the sun return. Jeremy?
Oh, Wednesday.
All right.
Yeah, Wednesday. I promise we'll have tons of sunshine and pretty warm temperatures come Wednesday. Right now, far from it, but look where we are. 56 with the dew point of 39, relative humidity of 53%. Why does that matter? Basically, our temperature is not going to drop to the dew point, so we trend a bit warmer. This morning was a very chilly one across the inland northwest, and as our skies clear out, you can see the backside of our line of showers. So here you go. See this line right there? As that starts to clear out, everything moving down to the south and the east, we will then see our temperatures drop. As our temperatures drop, what winds up happening is we will wake up to another cold morning. That's what happens when your temperatures drop. Overall, what winds up happening is tomorrow afternoon, we'll get another round of pop-up showers and a couple of rumbles of thunder. Most of those later on in the afternoon or evening, and then Wednesday we turn the corner. Tomorrow looks almost identical to today, mid-60s. Mid-70s on Wednesday, 80s by Thursday, and near 90 this weekend.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the show. Meantime, more than 80% of the country is gearing up for scorching hot temperatures this week. The massive heat wave covers nearly half the country, with 19 states under excessive heat watches and alerts. New York City is expected to be one of the hottest, with the heat index close to 100. Some public schools are even ending early to keep kids out of the heat.
This is extremely hot for June, and New Yorkers should not underestimate the heat.
Not much you can do. The school doesn't really have air conditioning. It's not fair to the kids or staff to be in there when it's this hot.
Washington will see hot temperatures this week, but according to CBS News, the heat dome is moving east. It has been more than 24 hours since a 62-year-old woman went missing at Old Mission State Park in Kootenai County. KREM 2's Cody Proctor drove out to the search site to bring us the latest tonight.
62-year-old Linda Kent disappeared Sunday night. Her last known location was this boat launch right behind me at Old Mission State Park in Kootenai County. She hasn't been seen since. Searchers spent most of Monday combing the area surrounding the Old Mission in Cataldo in search of Linda Kent. According to the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, the 62-year-old disappeared Sunday night while hanging out with her family at the dock of the boat launch.
They were sitting on the dock and she went up to the restroom. She went up a few times, and this last time she just didn't return.
First responders, including the Sheriff's Office and their volunteer search and rescue members, swarmed the area. Their search continued into Monday. They used a helicopter, dogs, drones, and field searchers. They also searched the surrounding water. The surrounding thick vegetation, though, caused issues for searchers, as well as some encounters with wildlife.
We've seen several moves. We actually had some that were getting very close to not necessarily charging, but almost charging our searchers that were out there.
Kent's described as 5 feet 9 inches tall with silver hair and last seen wearing a pink hoodie and green pants. Her family says she suffers from dementia and may not respond immediately if she's contacted.
You got a lot of family members and friends that are wanting us to locate her as soon as we possibly can.
Sergeant Miller did tell me that they are taking a break from the search overnight and plan to reevaluate Tuesday morning. He did say there is also the possibility Kent may have been picked up by someone driving on I-90 nearby. In Cataldo, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. The Coeur d'Alene police chief is asking the city council to make an emergency declaration after a fire inside their police building caused millions of dollars in damages. An emergency declaration would quickly free up the funds they need to replace the department's special teams equipment, including a SWAT Bearcat and an incident command trailer. Some of that needs to be purchased as soon as possible.
What it does is it allows them to go ahead and make the purchase now without the bidding process. So that's how we speed up the process.
Police Chief Lee White is presenting this request to council tomorrow night. In his report, he says the exact amount of the loss is still being determined, but expects it will likely be in the millions. An Idaho judge could soon decide on a trial date for Brian Koberger, the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students. Judge John Judge has scheduled a hearing for June 27th to discuss the schedule for the rest of the case, including dates for the trial as well as for a possible sentencing. The judge has not set a trial date yet, noting the case is complicated. Koberger's attorneys are also asking for a change of venue. The judge has yet to rule on that request as well. The Moses Lake School District has appointed a new finance director while the district works to recover from a $20 million deficit. Mitchell Thompson will serve in the role and comes to Moses Lake having previously worked in different business and administration roles at other Washington school districts. The budget shortfall comes after a major accounting error where the district thought it had $11 million more than it did. That led the district to cut nearly 100 positions. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. Well, surveillance video from a South Seattle bikini barista stand going viral tonight. It shows a customer throwing drinks at the barista seconds before she grabs that hammer and smashes his windshield. According to the barista, Emma Lee, the man is a regular customer and was upset about the price of his order. Lee said he was threatening her. She said she posted the video to draw attention to women's safety in situations like this.
For a customer to get out of a vehicle in any sense, but especially to threaten, to argue, to any of those things, is so wildly inappropriate. What is going to happen next? What am I going to wait to have happen to have this be even more terrible story? I didn't need for it to get worse. It was bad enough. Everyone around was very concerned for me.
Right now, Seattle police detectives are figuring out what charges the customer may face, including assault. Lee said she has not been notified of any charges that she'll face in the incident. She also says she turned over all the surveillance footage to police. Well, taking a look at some sports headlines tonight, Gonzaga men's basketball have picked up a big transfer from Europe. Ismaila Diagne is a 7-foot center from Senegal. He announced his commitment to join the Bulldogs for the next season. The 17-year-old helped take Real Madrid's U18 team to victory at the Adidas Next Generation tournament. Diagne is the latest of several big additions, which include Arkansas transfer Khalif Battle and all-WCC wing Michael Ajayi. And tonight, the Boston Celtics defeated the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5 to win the NBA championship. The Celtics were the best team in the league during the regular season. The Mavs were 5th best in the West, and they both played that way tonight. The Celtics ran away with the title, winning 106-88 tonight. Celtics guard Jaylen Brown was named the Finals MVP. The win marks the 18th NBA championship for the Celtics. All right, to the diamond now. The Spokane Indians are headed to the Northwest League playoffs for the first time in 3 years. This is the game-winning out thrown by Carson Skipper and caught by Jake Snyder in the outfield. Congrats to them. And the Seattle Mariners looking to continue their great run of games in the next series against the Cleveland Guardians. The M's just wrapped up a clean series sweep against the current world champs, the Texas Rangers, with a dominant 5-0 win last night. First pitch set for 3:40 tomorrow afternoon. And finally, a big win over the weekend for a Spokane UFC fighter. After being out of the octagon for more than a year, Brady Heastand won his comeback fight against Garrett Armfield on Saturday. The bout ended 1 minute and 52 seconds into the third round after Armfield tapped out. A big win for Heastand as he makes his comeback. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. But